$100,000. The man waiting for me at the end of this blindfolded walk of shame down what I hope are deserted hallways. Please, God, don't let there be anyone but Sarah watching me pad barefoot and naked as the day I was born from the dressing room to wherever Mr. X is waiting, is willing to pay $100,000 just to touch me. It's enough to pay off Millie's debts and cover half of her treatment, and I won't even have to have sex with him. It seems too good to be true, so it probably is. I'm an optimist, but I'm also a realist. I've spent too much time doing battle with insurance companies on behalf of my kids, and having those companies come up with 100 different lame, shitty excuses not to cover surgeries children need to be able to hear, to believe the world is full of generous people. The money has already cleared, I whisper again to Sarah, though she's already assured me 3 times that it has. Yes. She gives my elbow a light squeeze. And the rest of it is going to be yours if you make the man happy. This client has worked with us several times before. He's reputable. And from what I hear, relatively easy to work with if you don't mind the strong, silent type. Then why the blindfold? My heart slams against my ribs as I imagine all the reasons my buyer has asked for me to be brought to him without the ability to see. Is he ancient? Morbidly obese? Hideously ugly? Or perhaps a charming combination of all 3, with a moldy cheese smell lingering in the air about his person. Privacy is important to our clients, Sarah says. But if you get the chance to see his face, you'll be pleased, Trudy. He isn't the kind of man who needs to pay for it, if you know what I mean. But he pays for it anyway, I think. Sarah's assurances not putting me at ease the way they're clearly intended to. But before I can figure out a way to ask why this allegedly decent-looking, non-hideous man is willing to pay $100,000 to fondle a virgin, is it just a fetish or something with darker roots? Sarah's fingers tighten on my arm. Stop here. A moment later, there's a soft knock, and Sarah adds in a hushed voice, Remember, he's not going to speak, but you're free to. Don't be afraid to ask for directions if you don't understand what he wants. Okay, I wheeze, my lungs feeling like they're on the verge of collapse. I wonder if this is what Millie feels like when she's in the middle of one of her anxiety attacks. If so, I can hardly blame her for doing whatever it takes to make them stop, even getting hooked on painkillers, just a few years after she finally kicked her cocaine habit. As the door in front of me opens, sending a puff of warmer clove and wood spice-scented air wafting across my skin, I feel like I've just executed the world's most epic belly flop in the middle of an ice-cold lake. I gulp in a breath, but I can't convince it to come back out again. My mouth opens and closes uselessly, my panic escalating as my lungs refuse to function, when suddenly big, warm hands close around my upper arms, drawing me